We've got a Bant Enchantments deck here. So this is very similar to the green-white enchantments that we've played in Standard a good bit, except in Historic, we're splashing in blue because we get better mana for the third color in Historic, and then we've also gained Curious Obsession. I am skeptical that this deck gains anything super meaningful from this splash, just because, like, with Champion and Seasons of Growth, I feel like you already draw a lot of cards with this archetype without the third color, and I kind of feel like I don't even feel like we don't have a lot of evasive creatures. So I'm interested to see how this plays out, but I wouldn't be too surprised if my conclusion at the end is the third color doesn't really make sense here. This is playing slightly fewer threats than the green-white build as well. I think the green-white build was closer to 20. This is 18. I thought you hit a crown, Justin. I thought you hit the first crown. I know you did a bunch of PayPal. I thought you hit the first crown level. Can I not see who has what cheer badges? I don't think it tells me the names of people. Did I? I thought you did. You should be able to control what icon section you're in. If you're on the desktop computer, click the settings icon. And there's a way to edit your appearance, and you should be able to choose which icons pop up on the channel for you. Morden Shuki. All right. We're not lying this morning, chat. We're ready to go. Meow. What's going on, White Sticks? Good morning. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I lead on this. I guess this kind of gives evasion. It puts a 1/1 counter on the creature, and gives it flying. Yeah, I've liked the Red-Black Titan deck. Mid-range decks are great. Definitely my favorite kind of Magic. I came here to chew on bubblegum and watch Twitch, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Thank you for the 10 months of support, Desbiv. So this scries 2, then they choose the name of a card, then when they cast the named card, they get to draw 2. So we'll put Staggering Insight on here, which lets us put a 1/1 counter on here. And then we'll shock this in because we can pay 2 to make this indestructible. So if they have a Teferi next turn, we could be in trouble because they could bounce this. But if they don't Teferi us, we're in a pretty okay spot. Hey, good morning, Pylon. Thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. You are blending. Yeah, I thought you had a crown, Justin. They named Elite Guard Mage. Are they a hero deck? Are they dead? They're like pretty close to dead, right? No, the Deckmaster person's just been completely radio silent. Has not responded at all. That's exactly lethal, right? Died without casting a card that impacted our stuff. Hey, Themas, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so control deck. Gideon sounds good. I don't know necessarily that they're playing counter spells. Like we saw a discard spell, so I don't know that this is stellar. What do I want to trim? Hey, Nels, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. This is probably an okay trim. It's hard to respond. Like, this card's, like, kind of cut both ways. Like, it's okay protection, but it's bad against Teferi because you can't respond to things while Teferi's in play. Maybe I want to keep these still. It's good at protecting our stuff. Cutting Seasons has got to be wrong. If I leave Seasons in, this leaves me with 10, 13 things that target. That's probably fine. And this can target multiple times. Let's try this. That was turn 5 kill technically, right? I missed a land drop there. Sure. Just wondering why the stream was so quiet. I had you on mute. Yep. On Arena, there should always be at least game noises, even if I have myself muted. Yep. Ravel me, daddy. Ravel me. Land? Something that's fun to note, this is a good interface thing on Magic Arena, you'll notice when I cast this, I grabbed the Bronzehide Lion that didn't have the eye on it, and it removed the eye from this other one. So if you have two instances of the same card in your hand, and one of them's revealed and one of them isn't, and you cast the one that wasn't revealed, it plays the one that's revealed. So it doesn't give your opponent extra information because you were careless. This game, looks to be just as much of a runaway as the first one, huh? Wonder if it does that with different artworks. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to. Yeah, I mean, that's how Magic goes sometimes, right? In Give me your reels, not your feels, Jimos. I think 22 lands is plenty. Especially with Paradise Druid. Like you just said. Not only does the curve stop at 3, but like we've got things that draw extra cards. So like you're gonna see extra cards each game, which means you're more likely to hit your land drops. Perfect. It's my favorite card in Magic. Probably Spell Stutter Spray. Although Restoration Angel's a pretty close second. Hey, look, chat, we built a Bogle. So, this has Hexproof while it's untapped. Sentinel's Eyes gives it Vigilance. Gotta make sure not to tap it for mana. I guess I just get this into play, huh? Yep. I don't think I want to commit another threat to the board because if they have like Kaya's Wrath next turn, I don't want to lose 2 of them. Build your own dream trawler. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. I like it. So Staggering Insight, Hadana's Climb could be better. It would give you another way to take evasion and would pump things more. Yeah, the problem with Hadana's Climb is that it doesn't work with Seasons of Growth. So like I feel like at that point you're just like trying to do too many different things, if that makes sense. Oh, I probably should have played these pre-combat so I could scry, huh? Hey, nice Bert. Welcome to the extended part of Hoaglandia. The Discord is like the portion of Hoaglandia that's never offline. My number one advice for people that are popping into the Discord is definitely make sure you take a peek at all the channels that are there, and then mute the ones that aren't of interest to you, because it's a big server. Oh, that's a thought. I could Gideon and Vigilance the Paradise Druid. I didn't think about that. I don't know. It's kind of a wash, right? Because, like, if they go to target it now, they have to, like, have double spot removal. And if they have double spot removal, I get to draw 2 cards from Shaper Sanctuary. So I kind of feel like we're in an okay spot regardless here. The only thing we ban in the political dark place, Justin, is bad GOP talking points. That's an excellent draw. You'll take the opposite side of whatever the point is. Yeah, that's not really conducive in political discourse. It's not really conducive. So they're at 4. We've got 2 things that get to be indestructible here. We've got this. Let's do it. Even if they find a sweeper, like both of these become indestructible. Yeah. Felt like that was pretty one-sided match there, huh? Like we had a runaway games 1 and 3, and they had a runaway game 2 where we stumbled. I guess that's not fair to say. Bad GOP talking points saying we banned for those isn't fair to say. People who double down on bad points after it's explained why they're bad points is the thing that we remove for. Because people endlessly arguing from positions that aren't helpful just like isn't useful. And that would be a more accurate descriptor of like the thing we banned from. And honestly, I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've banned someone from the subs Discord. Pretty sure it's sub 5 people at this point. The word on the Deckmaster extension is that I have to take some time to fork it and put it up myself. So it's probably going to take me the better part of a month to do it, because it's a process that I have to learn. I have to both learn their code base, put it up on my server, and go through the process of submitting an extension through Twitch. Hopefully my partner rep can help me with that. Speaking of, if anyone watching has experience with whatever Deckmaster is written in, I think it's I don't even know offhand. I know that the front end is Electron. I don't know what the back end's written in, but I need to sort through and figure out what it takes to put up a server instance of it, and what I have to edit to point their stuff to my server instance. Yeah, Blessing sounds good, huh? I've got these things to power up, and then we can protect this. What does forking it mean? So forking is an open source term. So Deckmaster is what's called a piece of open source software, which means anyone can look at the code base on GitHub and take and do what they want with it. And in open source, forking is jargon for you're taking the application and making it your own. You're copying the code base and then making edits and changes to it yourself. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Scala. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, let's draw all of the cards now. So Seasons draws a card here. Champion draws a card here. Oh, that's a good question, Frags. I guess I just assumed everything is up there. I haven't actually dug into the details of it. That would be awful if I can't actually fork it. Because reverse engineering whatever the server backend looks like is probably not trivial. That's not a language I'm super familiar with. It kills from a lot of different board states, hand. That's for sure. So the scary thing in this matchup is their 4 mana Ajani, when they have 35 plus life, can just exile my board. Hey, thanks for the 3rd of year, Team Ash. Welcome back. This gives my thing lifelink at least, so we got that going for us. It's all JS, and it's all up there based on my looking. Awesome, Ferret. So, Historic does have its own ladder during, like, the standard off-season, essentially. I'm aware of what that combo is, Time Lord. Thanks for the 3 months, Churro. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Now, the awkward thing here is this can give protection, which normally lets us attack through their stuff. But the issue is, if I give protection from white, one of the many parts of giving something protection is giving it protection makes enchantments of that color fall off. So I can't really pro-white this to attack through because it'll get really small. One of the things this build has done is this build does not have any flying or trample enchantments in it, which seems like it's going to be a real problem here, huh? I'm not really sure how I attack through. I guess there's the 2 copies of the creature that gives something flying for a turn. But even that is going to be awkward here. Because I like have these hawks. Yeah, the standard build that I've got up on my website has an enchantment that gives 1/0 and trample, which is very good. Yeah, it gives 1 attack, trample, and it draws a card. Nels, you should listen to the whole conversation. Pro white makes all my enchantments fall off. So part of protection, I just talked about that. Part of protection is making enchantments fall off. Yeah, that's probably the plan, is like play another creature. And then like maybe eventually we can punch through. The issue with that is this. They need to be big enough to attack through this Pridemate. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. So this says whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under our control, we put a 1/1 counter on something, and it gains flying. So we can play this and start deploying 2 enchantments per turn to give both of these flying, which if they attack with all their flyers next turn, we might be able to get through here. We really need to hit their life total before they find their first Ajani. Was really surprised they attacked this in and lost it. This might get us through here. Because like next turn I play this, I play this, give both of these flying, smash them. Yeah, when they smack us with the Hawks, this will jump up, but still, it'll probably be forced to jump, right? Because they're going to go to 31, but I'm going to be hitting for, like, 30 or so with 2 flyers. Yes, they won't be dead next turn, but they'll be forced to jump with this, and they'll be taking a chunk of damage. Our opponent appears to have gone AFK. This is my build your own monster. Catch up fights, thanks for the 2 months, welcome back. Or I lost connection. Yeah, am I supposed to restart? I guess I'm supposed to restart. It gave me, it's so annoying. It actually, I gained priority back as soon as I closed out Arena. So like I was hitting, as I was clicking the X, it came back to me. It's so rancid that Arena doesn't actually tell you when you're disconnected. You just have to like sit there and wonder. I have an SSD so it like restarts fast enough. But like, you're just, for reference, the way Arena currently works, your timer ticking their timer ticking down does not mean that you're not disconnected. Is important to know. We're just looking for more enchantments at this point. Correct, really. Really. Leaving up double white so I can do this. Sure, but you have to wait for it to tick all the way down, dude light. So like, if they're not burning a full timeout, it doesn't actually end. Yeah, that's the thing. If they're roping and you don't see them mousing over cards, I mean 34 cards in our deck, plenty of cards. And we should hopefully just be able to play 2 enchantments every turn for the rest of the game to give these endless flying. If they draw 4 mana Ajani, we lose the game. If they don't draw 4 mana Ajani, this turn we should be a lock to win. Thanks for the 10 months, Dark Rider. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I drew the eyes off of this, right? Oh, but then the Druid would have been untapped. Then the Druid would tap for mana. Yeah, this gives them 6 life. So if they draw 4 mana Ajani, they can clear our board. Yes, if we give our creatures pro white, the enchantments fall off. That is how Magic the Gathering works. Scry me a river, baby. I guess decking is kind of a real concern, huh? 28 cards in my deck. This should put us up over 100 too, right? Yeah, 108. Okay, and now they're down. Now they're down to 20. So like the fact that they're down to 20 should mean that we're clear from here. They can't jump up to 35 and play 4 mana Johnny anymore. Yep, yeah, we get to kill them if they don't have a Flying Dork. Oh, yeah, that's true. Are things just have enough 1/1 counters on them? That pro white's lethal? Yeah, I guess they could theoretically have Settle here, huh? I should play around that. Crunch. Yeah, that's interesting because, like, this is an evasion card that, like, also is a threat, which is nice. But I agree not having Sessian Training seems awkward. Like, I felt like that game was a good example of what I talked about to start, which is that, like, we really don't need the card draw from these, right? The lifelink from this was super relevant. Like, the fact that we were just able to attack a bunch and they couldn't race us was nice. But the drawing a card part of this was a lot less relevant than the other parts, just because we had Champion and Season of Growth going there. Yeah, Sentinel is frequently played in the board of aggro decks. I think I like this, just board in Baffling End, an extra protection spell here. Yeah, like, we were able to punch through what they had going on there, but, like, it would have been easier if we just had a trample enchantment. Or the flying enchantment. There's a 1 white enchantment that we play in the standard build that gives flying and draws a card. Cyanide, thank you for the year and a half. I'm sad Modern died, rip Mox Opal. Yeah. Oh, Moodern. Oh, Moodern. They're fun and competitive, non-simic. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't been by my website, all of the standard decks recommended on my website, I think, are reasonable. If the format, again, just something that's important to know about my site, because it's very different from other Magic websites, is those pages are all living pages. I regularly update the deck list at them if the format changes in a way that dictates them needing to be updated, even if we haven't played them. So I don't just set them and forget them. I periodically do sweeps and make changes as we find new sideboard cards, the format shifts and things like that need to be adjusted. Also, if the format shifts and a deck doesn't feel like it's really playable anymore, I delete the page up there. So, I guess asterisk to that, there actually are modern pages still up there. They're on the other section. I just don't update those ones anymore. I don't update the modern lists anymore. All right, so do I Baffling End this right away? Do I think they could gain 5 life next turn? Feel like the odds of that are low, so I'm gonna go ahead and champion here so that way I can draw a card with Baffling End. Little greedy. If I had a standard tournament this weekend, what deck would I play? If I had a standard tournament this weekend, I would have practiced more to find a deck that I would play. When I dedicate an entire weekend to playing in a Magic tournament, I take it seriously. So, I think my favorite, I can tell you the deck I would be working on is Red Black Titan, because I've liked that deck a lot when we've played it. But as far as, like, is it the most competitive thing out of all the things we've played? I don't know that yet. Life's Bounty is pretty good here. I hope they attack with the Primate here so I can jump with my Lion and bring it back into play on this. Yeah, Red Black Titan, the list we played yesterday felt really trim. Well, we've got huge tracts of land, chat. Looking for some enchantments. Why isn't blue-white control my upset? I don't really like blue-white control in standard. There's a blue-white control list on the historic page. I think historic blue-white control is pretty reasonable. So, Lion, when it dies, it comes back to play as an enchantment. So, if they attack with their cat, I get to chump with mine, and then reattach this to champion and draw a card. Hey, thanks for the 13 months, Virtuoso. Welcome back. That's unfortunate. We're getting dangerously close to just being dead to this attacking us with protection from green. Yes, yeah. It loses all abilities, refers to the lion, is exactly correct. Hey, Felds, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. I don't think we've really played straight blue-white in Standard. So I don't really have, like, when you say, do you think the list is competitive, I don't know what list you're referring to, because I don't have one to reference. Pretty sure blue-white's not up on my site under the Standard page. There's a historic blue-white. Yeah, there's not a blue-white control list on my site. Morari, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. If we find an enchantment, we're gonna draw a bunch of cards. It's aggressive. Yeah, we'd really like Staggering Insight at this point, huh? Am I dead? This is 9, it's only 10. That's lethal. I'm gonna give you a timeout, because you can't count. Papi! Papi! In it to win it! I said we just needed one enchantment, chat. I said we just needed one enchantment. I did say just one. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. But I don't understand, chat. Chat told me we were dead. Are you telling me chat was wrong? Because chat being wrong, nah, that's just everything I thought. Had to discard 4 cards, incredibly unlucky. Incredibly unlucky. That was preemptive, saying the opponent was dead. Fair. Fair. So, I know I could have drawn more cards here, but decking's a real concern. There's only 31 cards in my deck, so I'm leading on this to see where we go. Yeah, Insight was our single best draw, and the fact that, like, Insight drew us a second Insight was just absurd. You fear Settle the Wreckage. Eh. The problem is, like, I can't really play around Settle because they just make chump blockers, so I need to just smash them. Now, they had disconnected. They had, like, walked away earlier, so I'm not going to restart. I'm just going to assume they're disconnected. Famous last words, I'm going to assume we're not the one disconnected. Yeah, that too, like, our hand just, like, immediately gasses back up. Like, this is about to draw 3 cards. Gonna draw 1, 2, 3. Houston, you're cleared for liftoff. I repeat, you're cleared for liftoff. If you need timeout used, you can be sure you're not disconnected. If you're disconnected, it reaches the end of the timer, it won't do anything. Okay, that's good to know. It's a good distinction. Good clean 2-0 to start here. Staggering Insight, the lifelink feeling good, the card draw being whatever. Of course you can get a timeout, Andy. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Hope you're having a good one. John beat me to it. Quick on the draw. It ain't often that the mods beat me. I'm pretty fast with the sword. I'm slipping in my old age, chat. You turned 29 this year. It's all downhill from here, huh? Russian Spoon, thank you for the happy year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, but like I have 2 kids, so like I've been aged far past what I should be. The children age you, chat. Really? They had a removal spell? That surprises me. I kind of put them on not having a Doomblade there because they let me pass to have the activated ability up. Yeah, maybe they thought they could get an enchantment on it. That's fair. Alright, so we're hoping to draw a blessing here to keep the Paradise Druid alive. Is it crazy to just pump the brakes here? I don't know if I'm supposed to attack them here or not. It's on Stone Cold Nothing. It's like, looks like Stone Cold Nothing. Are they like missing a color? They might be missing a color of mana, huh? That's true. Attacking plays around like Cry and Ritual. Is that groove you're going off of? Le Freak from Chick. They're all, everything I hum is parodies of stuff from somewhere else. Where some of those songs come from, I probably can't tell you offhand because they're just random things I've heard over the years that have like been added to my repertoire. Yeah, it could be Grixis, because they did a lot of nothing and died. It's a good observation. It's a decent observation. I think I want to do this. I still have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards that target with Season. Maybe that's not enough. Down to 2, leaving all that glitters in. The songs come from the depth of Jeff's gray matter. Yeah, I have a good memory for like beats of songs, lyrics not so much, which is part of the reason why we make up our own lyrics. I couldn't tell you the originals even if I told you. When you hummed the new Trawler tune on Blue Eye yesterday, I lost it. Yeah, and I think the lifelink from Staggering Insight seems very useful and relevant in this deck. I'm not convinced that Curious Obsession's a good fit for this deck. I kind of feel like it might be right just to splash blue for 4 of this card and like not for anything else. I know in Standard playing just straight green whites felt very reasonable. Yeah, the 3-drop that gives flying seems okay too, because it's evasion that's also a threat. Yeah, Curious Obsession is the card that feels out of place to me. Is there a ritual in my future, opponent? Yeah, I agree with that, Prime. Like, we have a hard time enabling it, and like, even when we do enable it, we like... It's not like an effect we're really looking for. Is this deck too clunky for Pioneer? Almost assuredly. Probably. I don't know. There's a white-black enchantment deck that top-aided one of the PTs last week and's been running around Moto Leagues this week that's felt pretty okay. That is a removal spell we actually get protected from with this, even when we're not enchanted. I'm going to hold on to that in case we draw a card that draws a card. Stop playing bad cards to make your good cards better, Prime. There's plenty of good protection spells like this, for instance, that you don't need to play bad cards like Mirror Shield. That's my number one piece of deck building advice that people do too often. They too frequently play cards that aren't good in an attempt to make their cards that are already good better. That's something, it's a deck building pitfall you should try to avoid. Your good cards are good on their own. They don't need you to make the rest of your deck worse to try and optimize them.
I am one again. My intellect is without limit.
Okay, that's probably one of the better draws in our deck. It's a threat that doesn't die to Nicol Bolas's down tick. I guess if they have spot removal here, they can go Nick down tick, I activate spot removal in response. And I've got Sentinel's Eyes here in the bin to slide onto this next turn. So that way it can kill Nicol Bolas. What if we didn't do that? Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Would you consider playing Gideon's Company, a white devotion deck, to fit the bad cards category? Well, I don't know what that card does offhand, and I have a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of Magic cards, so I'm going to assume that if I don't know what it does, it's probably not very good.
Telling me what to do. Let's get toasty.
Together we can banish evil from this plane.
Let's lifelink this pretty kitty.
What? That's it?
No, Lion gets paid 2 mana to make indestructible. So Chandra exiles if she's going to kill something, but she has to actually be killing it to exile. So if they -6 the Chandra, I can indestructible it in response.
Hope it's not too hot for ya.
We mulligan to 5 this game, right? Or is that a different game? I don't remember. Hitting them gives me lethal on board. Yeah, but hitting them means they're pretty likely to be able to kill my cat the following turn. Because if I leave this at loyalty that kills my cat, they can target it with Chandra and then play a removal spell from hand. So I think I'm far enough ahead that I'm not supposed to put actually, they also have Kroxa. Yeah, they can kill the Gideon too. Yeah, so like trying to do that is wrong for a myriad of reasons. They also have Kroxa to bring back, so they wouldn't be dead on board just to known information. Yeah, and then not to mention the Chandra down ticking on Gids. This is honestly really impressive. Like, they had Nicol Bolas and Chandra active for multiple turns this game, and my aggro deck is just like, yo dog, what if I didn't care? Yo cat, what if I was indestructible? Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Wait, it's creature or planeswalker. Whew! Whew! It's creature or planeswalker, chat. I can sack Chad. Thanks for taking one for the team, Chad. We appreciate you. It's been a while since I played against this card. It's been a while, chat. Staggering Insight. Looking to fade Vraska's Contempt here. They played one of those earlier, right? Yeah. That flips over next turn. Really glad we emptied our hand, huh? Alright, so what's our best draw? Probably Staggering Insight. Get some lifelink going. It draws a card, maybe even 2. We could technically lethal them next turn if we draw the protection creature and then that draws another way to pump. We can play it, give pro black, play another card to pump, and then smack them for 7. I mean, to be fair, like, we could be in a worse spot. Sure. So they get back a Planeswalker here with Eldest Reborn, sure. Opponent is definitely attempting to hold the door. So they're going to smack us for 4. Really? That's what we're going with, eh? Alright, I don't think I play around both of these being removal spells. Pretty sure I just block. If these are both Doomblades, so be it. So they can kill it in response, we can protect it again, they can kill it in response again. They only have... Oh, they can just replay the Kroxa. Yeah, that's true. That's fine, though. If they're replaying Kroxa, they're not flipping Nicol Bolas, right?
Suffer for your cause.
Alright, so... All that glitters is lethal?
Stay back. I'm an explosively good pyromancer. No pressure.
The little lion that could, chat. Meow. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure if Grixis loses this game, they're, like, obligated to take their deck and throw it in the garbage can. Go, Simba.
Witness a mote of my power.
Hope it's not too hot for you.
Yeah, it's brawled with Titans too, right? This cat's seen some stuff. Staggering Insight, definitely the best draw on our deck because it gives the cat lifelink. Vomit. Well, it looks like they're just gonna be able to go around the lion, unfortunately. It's a lot of Chandra emblems. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. I'm just gonna run it back. Chris, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Virginia to eliminate state holiday honoring Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. Instead, it's gonna give people election day off instead. Gosh, it's crazy the things that happen when these states elect democratic leadership. That's wild. Look at that. We stop paying homage to racists who lost the Civil War. It's another good thing to remind people too. Even if you think your state is a deep red state, get out and vote this year in 2020. Down ticket ballot elections matter too. I was really proud of my state. We elected a Democratic governor in 2018, and in 2020 we have legal marijuana now. Yeah, tax money. Tax money. That was a good draw. Even if they kill it, we get to draw a card with Sanctuary. That's fantastic. So this currently only gives this 2/2. It only gives hexproof and indestructible if the creature's enchanted or it's an enchantment creature. That being said, if they try and kill this, I'm probably just going to target it with this because it'll draw a card with Seasons of Growth and we don't have another threat. So if they do kill this, we'll draw 2 cards. We'll draw 1 from Season with the Blessing and 1 from Shaper Sanctuary. Is tax money the new cash money? Something like that. That is a phenomenal draw, because it means if they can't kill this now, they're not going to be able to kill it. And we get to draw a bunch of cards. So this game's looking pretty good for the hero of our story. Perfect. All of the enchant creatures belong to me.
Prepare for battle.
Crunch. Ooh. So because this is enchanted, it gains indestructible and hexproof. They missed their land drop like just long enough here that they're dead. Are they literally dead this turn? I think they're literally dead this turn with the all that glitters, right? So the news media in the United States puts an overemphasis on single people, Fonsetti. So it's important to remember that Trump's not just a pure dictator here. Trump is more of a figurehead and a symptom of the disease that is the GOP. It's important to remember that it's not just Mitch McConnell pulling the strings in the Senate. He has 50 GOP senators behind him that if a small number of them were not okay with the things that he does, they could break ranks and vote against him and make sure that he didn't get his way. But they're all okay with it, and they're all complicit in the things that he does. And the media definitely likes to create and focus and center on specific individuals and like demonize them or like make them out to be the issue, when in reality, it's a lot more than just them. I don't know, even Mitt Romney is a tough one. I really like he talked about like he took a vow before God and that's why he had to vote on one of the articles of impeachment. I would really like to know what Mitt Romney's personal definition is of obstruction of justice if Trump blocking witnesses from testifying didn't qualify as obstruction, because Mitt only voted for one of the articles, and it wasn't the obstruction article, which I thought was really strange, because the obstruction charge is very clear cut. I think you could argue in a couple different ways from not completely bad faith positions about the Ukraine call, but like Trump definitely hands down very clearly obstructed people from testifying in Congress. That definitely happened. They're very clear. He argued that the House didn't finish the court process, so he didn't obstruct. Yeah, that's nonsense. All right, what are we doing here? I think we're just like putting all of our eggs are hopping in this basket, huh? Eggs meet life's bounty-shaped basket. The system is fundamentally broken then, Cruss. That system where if that has to happen and that takes years to happen, then it doesn't work. Because the issue was he cheated in an election, and there's another election right now, and tying up the process till after he gets to cheat in a second election does not work. All right, maybe the 7/7 with lifelink can drag us kicking and screaming. It doesn't create a balance of powers, Cruss. It lets him do literally whatever he wants. Because he's insulated by the repercussions for years. There isn't a balance of powers. They're fundamentally unbalanced. If the president can just say whatever they want and say, oh, you have to go fight me in courts for years to actually enforce what's supposed to be a power that you have. All right, so I'm going to 32 if I block here, but I'm taking 5, 10, 15, 23. And then if they sword this, it's +6, which is 29. If they have Embercleave here, I think I'm dead. Blocking the Lord's a good suggestion. Yeah, let's do that. I don't like the current meta. They keep printing new things for the executive, and I always like playing legislative/judicial decks. The format's really unbalanced and needs some bans. Big agree. Big agree. Yeah, no sword here means we have a chance because of this bounty. We can just lifelink our way back up here. And even this can't pick at us in the air, because this creates a ground attacker that we get to block with the lifelink creature. Well, if we ever find an enchantment, we're going to get to pop right on off. Yeah, your lifelink just dominates these aggressive matchups for sure. Now, I don't think I can afford to attack here again, because they could block it with a bunch and then I'd lose it. Now, if this finds a cleave. No cleave, that's good for us. Any enchantment, please. Hey, Mr. Hello. Thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. Swish. Swish. Hey, Serious Business. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. We said one enchantment was gonna do it, right? We said one enchantment was gonna do it. Not bad.jpg. Alright, I think I'm in for the combat trick. I think I'm in for the baffling ends. Leaves me with one cut. Probably don't need Season of Growth as much. I don't think I want to go as far as Banishing Light here. I think this is a mulligan. Yeah, Curious Obsession is bad in this deck. I probably should have cut it before we started. Should have trusted my gut. How greedy is it to bottom this land? It's a little greedy. I'm gonna do it anyways. Swish. Maybe I'm just supposed to Baffling into this, actually. Yeah, I think this was a mistake. Yeah, this was a mistake. Well, there's a sword. Looking for another creature here in case this dies. The GOP are Orzhov because they're old white guys who use religion to exert control and extract wealth from the populace. And the Dems are Grixis because we really want them to be good every year, but they just aren't. Hopefully Democrats are playable in 2020. It would be ideal. Okay, so I've got a 7/7 and I've got a chump blocker. That's not true, Nels. There's lots of really good, important critical government services. In fact, one that always reminds me, living in the Midwest, is the street that I live on gets plowed when it snows, but the street perpendicular to me is just like more of a side street. And that street doesn't actually get plowed. And just looking at the difference between the street in front of my house and the one that runs perpendicular is just like night and day. I think they're not supposed to attack with these. No, it's a public street. It just doesn't get prioritized to get plowed. They don't plow literally every street in town. Because, like, if they only attack with these, I can't block with this for fear of losing it. But I don't think attacking with just these is lethal either. They really don't have stellar attacks here. So if I put this here, even if they cleave this, I'm only taking this doesn't die. So like the attack here lets me go to 22, and then we don't die to the rest of this. So I think this is fine. If they have like some kind of pump spell for this that ends up killing this, I'm in trouble. But I feel like we're in a pretty okay spot here. Are they dead? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because this gives a bunch, right? This card, Twice-Favored's been good. Twice-Favored has been good. Alright, so I feel like we played 4 matches. I feel like I have good feedback to give on this one. Let's go ahead, grab our prizes, and talk about this one. I like this deck a lot in general. I like this deck in Standard for sure. This Historic build is pretty close to the Standard build. Curious Obsession is nonsense. This archetype's not looking to draw that many extra cards. It is, however, in the market for lifelink. Hey, good games, Waterfalls. Good luck in the rest of your constructed event. So I think the first change I would make is I'd cut the Obsessions and I'd get a 4th Staggering Insight in here and just have these be our blue cards. And then I feel like I wouldn't mind another threat, perhaps. How many... I have green-white enchantments in here still. How many creatures was this build playing? This build was playing 20 creatures. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't mind more creatures in the deck. It's also possible we just want invasion enchantments. I've lost my deck. Where was it? Nope. Is that the bottom? Oh, it is. Oh, it's not legal, right? But it's the bottom. Yeah, so a couple of the Setessan trainings could be good. This card draws a card and gives the creature trample. There's also the enchantment that gives flying and draws a card when it comes into play. So I think a couple of those types of effects would be useful or relevant here. Staggering Insight for just the lifelink was fine. I don't know that I'd splash blue in the Standard build just because all the playing Temples and Fabled Passage is a little awkward. But in Historic, we gain access to these buddy lands, which I think with these, it makes the blue splash free enough. And like the downside of the splash is you take damage from your land, but Staggering Insight offsets that nicely. Ooh, that's a good thought. Yeah, you could play Mistcloak Herald. This is both an additional threat and a card that's evasive. So it kind of does both the things I was talking about wanting, right? This is probably worth testing if you're going to be in the blue splash. I think that seems reasonable. Might even want 4 of these and like figure out something to cut here. That seems very reasonable to try, though. I like that idea a lot. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll on into some Standard for the rest of the morning/afternoon, doing a longer Standard stream today. We are going to kick things off with some green-red adventures here. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get all my stuff flipped over for this. When we get back, we're going to head to Cleveland. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I don't always verbally acknowledge shillings because shillings don't actually give me money. So there's a dashboard. All the shillings bumps do get added at the end of the stream. Can a mod make a command explaining that? Because I have to explain that on occasion.